you reckon then so far? We've only been in the car a couple of minutes, taking it down to some bumpy lanes to start with to test its suspension and see if it's up to our liking.
I wanted to like it. I was prepared to like it, but from just how far we've come, I don't even want to bother to drive it myself.
No, it's quite surprising. When we tested the i3 originally, Susan felt quite ill in it, that as a passenger. It was a bit rock and roll. And we saw this i3s, and it's a beautifully spec'd i3s. We absolutely love the spec and the look of the car. And inside it's all right. I'm finding my left foot is a bit cramped where the rest is, but other than that, everything's okay. The seats feel hard compared to the Mini, and they actually feel like that as you go around a corner you're going to hurt your kidneys.
Oh, Tesla.
Yeah, there's a Model 3. The other thing is it's rattling all over the place. This is a 21 reg, basically a brand new car. As we're going down the country lanes, the windows and the trim or something to do with the sunroof, something all around this side is rattling like anything. It's nowhere near as good as the Mini.
No.
So the seats aren't anywhere as good. It's not holding me in. I'm sliding all over the seat, and I feel like I'm sat or perched on top of the car, not hugged by the car at all. So compare this to the Enyaq I tested.
No comparison.
The driving position and how you drive it is just so different. It's
a box.
Yes, it's not. Yeah, the seat's really uncomfortable. I hate to say it, but it's too thin. It's not supportive, and there's not enough padding on it.
You're sitting on it, not in it. It's a beautiful spec, and it's a very lovely thing, but no, not for me.
We've just done some acceleration tests in eco, comfort, and sport mode, and there's a bit more lag to the acceleration than there is in the Mini. The Mini feels a bit more instantaneous, a bit more directly connected. It feels a bit quicker. The Mini does. Now, whether that's just the sensation because you're lower, or whether it really is quicker, I don't know. But I'm really saddened because I love the look of this i3s, and it's got the suicide doors, which will be ideal for our shopping. The boot's a bit bigger for Cracker. That's great. There's a little bit more range. This is a 42 kilowatt hour. We're used to the Idrive system already with the Mini, so you wouldn't think we'd have an issue with that. But actually, the Mini's got touchscreen on this screen, and the i3 doesn't.
It's all too far away. All the things you want to look at are too far away.
I don't really like the binnacle here with the speedo on, by comparison to the Mini. The Mini's more closer and up front to me. I've got to go searching for that information. I guess that's the difference between I'm driving and I'm just seeing the open space in the windscreen, which is great, and I haven't got any instrumentation, but that's almost like the Tesla. So you're not seeing anything in front of you. You've got to look to the side, or in this, I have to look down to see it. It's just so different to the Mini.
So a lovely view and space, but you just feel like you're going to fall out. You're strapped to a board with the seatbelt.
Yeah, it's too hard. The seats are too hard and too thin. Considering that it's BMW, which their interiors are normally brilliant and their seats are brilliant, it is such a shame. It might just be that it's these leather ones, but I like the look of these leather ones. But the rattles, that's surprising. It's really rattly everywhere. It feels so thin. The Mini feels much more solid. There's just rattles everywhere on it.
It's an upright box, as I said before.
It's really surprising. This car is up for sale at £34,500. It's an i3s with about 3,500 to 4,000 worth of extras on it. Hasn't got the second cup holder. I haven't seen if it's got the reversing camera yet, but it's got a sunroof, which is really weird because it's like a T-bar sunroof, and there isn't an option to put it just on tilt. You have to open it and then close it.
It's bitty. It's just
halfway.
bitty. It's bitty. It's not like.
It just doesn't
It's
feel
not like
right.
my Mini. I think what we need to do is go down to the other end of the building and sit in a brand new Mini again straight away.
Compare them one against the other straight away. Yeah.
I know, because I'd order a Mini after this.
Nice acceleration. That is nice acceleration. I don't know what mode we're in, but that was nice. We're still in eco. That was very nice.
Where it restricts you to 56 mile an hour.
So, I don't want to diss the car too much, because as an electric car, this is way better than, say, the Corsa that I've driven before.
Yeah, I'm just disappointed.
Fiat 500.
Really.
I just want this to be Well, it's 34,500, and I've just sold my car for nearly 26. So it's £8,500 more for this car, and yet the Mini feels better quality. How do you make sense of that? That the Mini feels better quality? Because £8,500 isn't worth it just for 10 kilowatt hours more.
Because that's all it is.
Yeah, it's got the same performance. You've got 10 kilowatt hours more, 4 miles per kilowatt hour, 40 miles extra range. In theory, what have we actually got? Let's see if we can find the miles per kilowatt hour. I've been driving reasonably economically, and we've got 4.5 miles per kilowatt hour so far in the first. I've got no idea. I haven't pre-programmed where the trip is, but we've probably done 4 or 5 miles and averaged 30 miles an hour.
Oh, it's just gone to 4.6. That's probably not so bad, seeing as it's just come out cold.
I mean, it's not terrible.
Right.
Oops.
Tractor.
28 miles an hour average and 4.6 miles per kilowatt hour. So it's not far off. And this is what I was thinking, that if I move from the Mini, I'm not going to suffer with efficiency moving to this. Susan will still get great efficiency. We just get a little bit extra range. It's just sort of made sense. It's a nice looking car. And if it was comfortable for longer drives, it would be fine. But actually my left foot is less comfortable, and these rattles are really bugging me. So just in the first 5 minutes, I'm not falling in love with the car. And it's really strange, because when I just sold the Mini, literally
He was in
within
tears.
an hour ago, I did have some watery stuff in my eyes. I obviously loved that car more than I thought, which I know everyone was saying, we'll just sell it for you, stupid sod. But yeah, it's gone. I don't own it anymore. And I was almost wondering whether I'd be swapping straight into this, because I sort of fancied an i3. But no. I can tell instantly that we need to go back and drop this off. You tell me when you're...
Oh, it's going. Keep that bit in.
Alright, we've got some really nasty speed bumps now, and it covers them, but you do rock a lot over them, whereas the Mini just lumps over them. So it's probably more of a severe crunch as you go over in the Mini, but you're over them faster. Here you go over it, and then it's like there's a wash of water afterwards.
It's like riding a giraffe.
It's very
weird.
different.
It's weird.
We just did some manoeuvring in the car and turned reverse on, and there's no reversing camera. So somebody has spec'd a couple of grand's worth of
hello.
a couple of grand's worth of leather seats.
Sorry, somebody just opened their door.
Well, the people in Mattershall, they're very, very old.
Ruthless.
Yeah, so we got priority. Red kitelet.
Oh yes, look at that.
Yeah, that is a red kite.
There he is. Oh, watch the road, Nigel.
Yeah, nice red kite. Anyway, so yeah, they didn't spec a 300 and something pounds reversing camera or whatever it is, but they did spec a couple of £1,000 worth of leather seats and wood on it. So yeah, there's no second cup holder, which you'd probably want, and there's no...
Well, there is, but it's just in the
There's a second one that goes on here.
Hatch.
It's an option. And there's no reversing camera, which should be an automatic done. So I don't even know if this has got a heat pump, because that's an option on the i3, which I'll ask the lady when we get back to see if it's got it. But the Mini's got it by default, and yet the i3s, you have to spec it as an option. So what is going on with BMW? That a £28,000 Mini mid-level has a heat pump, and the i3s at £34,500 doesn't have a heat pump. So list price, this with all the extras, is about £38,500. So a 21 reg with 1,900 miles on it. Sounds like, £4,000 off. That's 10% off, brand new price. So you're basically getting brand new car, brand new price. You're just getting all the options for free.
I think in this day and age, you should have a reversing camera as standard, if you're, for the upper level range.
I think I've commented on it before. It's just so surprising that expensive cars that are £40,000-50,000 don't come with some options that you'd expect to be standard, and that are standard on much cheaper cars. It really is odd that a premium level car doesn't come with this stuff as standard. I guess it's the way that they maximise money by bolting on options, but it puts you off having to pay for things you shouldn't have to pay for. Anyway, we're up to 4.8 miles per kilowatt hour, and we're going to try and find a smoother road to drive on. I mean, I'm enjoying the experience in the car, but there's no driving fun and thrill to it, and it is less comfortable. I know I'm a Mini fan, but without a doubt, this is less comfortable to drive. And yeah, it's £8 more if I wanted it. So what does it do for £8,000 that the Mini doesn't? It goes a few more miles.
Yeah,
it looks
that's what it does.
It looks modern and uber cool inside, not traditional like the Mini. Well, I don't think this does anything extra. So I don't think it's good value. Is the upshot of it?
It's quite funny. This is our second go that we've had in an i3, and both times I've wanted to like it and wanted to enjoy it because it's an aesthetic thing, but each time it's let us down on silly things like being comfortable.
It is very interesting why people choose a car and I think I was saying in my live stream video, testing out the brakes there, that people choose cars for different reasons, and where to put your coffee cup and your lunchbox is an important thing to some people.
Like me.
Yeah, so other people just care about how cool it looks on the driveway, whereas I really care about how you connect to the car when you're driving it. I really like a lot about this car, and I, like Susan, I wanted to really love it, and I was hoping the i3s would be that cut above, and it does feel firmer, and it does feel more sporty than the original i3, but it's just not enough. To me, it feels like it needs an update. It needs to get rid of this binnacle and go a bit more modern somehow, and I don't know how they would do that. I almost feel like they could get rid of this one binnacle and put it all on this and make this a better system, and that could be nice. But the rattles they'd have to solve.
Yeah, but you are very sensitive to rattles.
Yeah, but a brand new car, 30 odd grand. It's BMW. It shouldn't rattle.
And these are Norfolk roads.
Especially when it's brand new. It just shouldn't do it. It should be firm and solid. The rear seats were nice though. We popped into the back and tried dropping the split fold seats down. There's plenty of room to get Cracker in and a cage for Cracker as well. You have to access the 60/40 split fold, you go in through the back seats and then pull a strap, and the strap then drops the car down, so you can't access the seats being flopped out from inside the boot, which seemed a little odd. But the seats in the back were spacious once you get in, but it is a very high lip to get your feet over to get them in. So there's a few compromises with the car, I guess, but I think you just got to love the i3 to really want this as a car. And I often feel that coming from a Kona electric as my first electric car and then a Mini, I've been spoiled in that the Hyundais are brilliant on their media systems and the technology for regen and the range and efficiency, they're fantastic. And then the Mini is unique as it's basically the only hot hatch electric car you can get. Yeah. So I've been sort of spoiled that the things I like, I've chosen the best cars for, and there's just not a lot of choice to replace those features. Which is a great shame, because this is a lovely looking car. I'll try and add some pictures of it at the end of the video. If, of course, this this turns into a video that Susan's holding the phone. It might be too bumpy and camera all over the place. It depends what image stabilisation's like.
Yeah, the filming's arty.
That's good. Yeah, I suppose this stalk on the side is very American for the drive. Neutral and reverse.
Oh, it's there. There it is.
So it's just different. It works all right. I've moved it the wrong way, up and down incorrectly a couple of times already, but I guess you get used to it. But the controls, there's enough real buttons. It all makes sense. It's easy to understand. It's nice. Yeah, we're at the A47.
I see where we are now. Cool.
I haven't seen any speed camera recognition on here. Now, I don't know if I've got it set up or not, but I haven't seen any. On the screens, it's not coming up as anywhere obvious.
That's what I'd miss.
When we set off, the range in the car said 123 miles, and it's up to 143 already. So it's a bit like the Mini. It starts off being pessimistic, but it's improving quite well.
As it gets used to your driving
as
style.
an example, in the Mini, I've never seen our car say 143 miles range, even though I've done 170 miles range in it. I've never seen it say above 132, the Mini. So the fact that it says 143 already just goes to show it's got that extra 10% battery. And I think, what are we battery percent? I think it shows on here, doesn't it, somewhere? 87% currently. So 87% battery, 142 mile range, and 4.7 miles per kilowatt hour so far. Doesn't say how many miles we've done as a trip. It's a bit stupid, isn't it, for the onboard computer? Don't know where that goes. Oh, it's North Tuddenham, isn't it?
Yes, that's Jan and Pete country.
Yeah, I was going to go that way, but let's go on the dual cruiser instead. Would you like a drive?
No, thank you.
That's so sad to hear you say that. One thing that I'm noticing that I sort of think to start with, is it just me? But I don't feel like I'm sat straight in the car. I feel like
You're not.
where my bum is, I'm sat twisted to the right or to the left, whichever way that is, and my legs are twisted the other way, and my legs and toes are almost pointing towards the outside offside wheel, and I want to be positioned more centrally and aiming more into the car, into the footwell, not into the corner. So it does feel like somehow I'm being pushed to the side, and it could be this centre console if Susan drops the camera down here.
This is all wasted space.
It could be this that's preventing my left leg going far enough to make me feel I'm sitting straight. So it's all open because it's a custom built EV, but they've got this thing in the way, which is actually, I don't know, I can't quite get comfy in the car that I feel straight. And again, it's more spacious than a Mini, so
Don't know how that works.
yeah, why is that? Why am I just not getting comfy straight away? And we were just saying that when we got into the Enyaq, it was so wide and so spacious, you instantly felt comfortable very quickly. There was plenty of adjustment. Everything felt right instantly.
What was the difference with their seats? Were they the sport wrap round seats?
No, the one we had were the basic ones, were the mid-range leather, not the sport. The sport were even better, but the foot space was just so much better.
Yeah.
And I was straight. I didn't even think about my positioning. I'm actually having to think about it here. It's just a great shame. So I'll sign off there and say thanks for watching this video, even though it's a bit of a moan video about a BMW i3.
I don't like moaning. I don't want to moan.
We've literally just sold my car and just taken a phone call because we saw this car last night and arranged for a test drive instantly, an hour within selling my car. So it's sort of planned, but sort of not. We really have quite rushed into it, so it's instant reactions. But yeah, unfortunately, instant reactions have led to I will not be considering buying an i3 or i3s to replace the Mini. It's just not for us. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work on the comfort and the way the car rides. Forget all the spec and the coolness and the options. It's if I'm just not comfortable in the car and just not happy sat in it, then I'm certainly not going to be on a long distance either.
Yeah. What did we say? We want the M series to go electric.
We were in the showroom and they had a 1 Series hatch, an M135. And you think that's the perfect size for us. It's the perfect height off the ground. The interior is gorgeous. The seats are fantastic. That was only a 69 reg as well. That car was very affordable after selling the Mini. But it's petrol. It just needs to be electric. That car would be fine for us. Looked nice, no doubt drove nice. Interior was fantastic. And yet, this just doesn't feel right. Anyway, I will sign off. Thank you for watching the videos. More information to come on what we are going to be going for. I would like to do that video and explain what I'm looking for and what it is that I'm after in an electric car, to try and give you some clues and give myself a clue as well as to what electric car I'm going to be having next, because that's it. I need another electric car. I'm not going to last long in Susan's petrol Mini.
The EV puzzle continues.
Yeah, it is a big puzzle, isn't it? Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. See you again soon for more videos. Bye for now.